What's up, fight fans? Mainman Mademan here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing. What up to the fam? What up to everyone in Mainman Mademan's boxing form? Hey, look, man. So the thing is this. We see a lot of movement going down at 154 pounds in current times, fight fans. We know that Crawford and Fundora, hopefully they'll come out with a deal and we'll hear some good news in that direction. Also, we know that Virgil Ortiz has now became the WBC interim guy. And we know that Tim Tszyu has now decided to go down the IBF route where he's going to be facing Bakram Murtazaliev for that IBF championship. And so we knew also that, prior to Fundora and Errol being ordered, Fundora and Crawford being ordered for a fight, we also know that Errol Spence Jr. Once upon a time was looking like he was going to maybe secure the fight with Sebastian Fundora. But since then, Fundora and his promoter has made a U-turn because it seems as if that Sebastian Fundora wants to defend his WBO belt, which is a good thing, and I respect that move. And Samson Lekowicz, his promoter, well, he seems to be warmed up more than ever to Turki Al-Sheikh. So all really, really good signs for Sebastian Fundora. It's a huge fight, a big money fight, you know what I'm saying? It all works. It's all in the green. And so the golden question that happens is what happens with Errol Spence Jr. Now, I know my thing is I don't know where Errol is really planning on going. We know that Errol is currently not prepared to fight. Last we heard, he's searching for a new trainer. He did claim that he is coming back to the fight game. We've heard dates fall through. We've heard a lot of rumors that Errol Spence Jr.'s health is still perhaps not 100%, and maybe they're having some issues with finding a doctor to clear him. I mean, there's rumors like that kind of circulating around. But however, man, one of these days in the very, very near future, I'm sure we're going to get Errol Spence Jr. back into the fight game. So the good question is, fight fans, is which route should he go? I mean, there's a lot of routes. Which one should he go down? Now, first off, we don't even know if Errol Spence Jr. is the same kind of fighter after that Terence Crawford fight. But the good thing about it is that he's been out of the ring for as long as he has, well over a year. By the time he comes back into the fight game, man, who knows? It may be damn near 2 years, fight fans. And truth be told, it can be argued that, yeah, he's going to have some ring rust. Yeah, he may got to get some touches in or whatever the case may be. But however, the time away from the ring may do Errol Spence Jr. a lot of good. Look, if you would have asked me right after the Crawford fight, like, what is the best thing for Errol Spence Jr. to do? You see my videos, they still stand here. I was questioning Errol Spence Jr.'s health. And so my better answer is, if someone would have said, hey, man, what do you want to see Errol do and come back to the fight game? I would have said, take some time off. That would have been the first thing that I would have said. He needs a good year, maybe a year and a half off. Go off or get away from the fight game for a while. He's put his body through so much. His body's been through so much. So it's like go chill and develop a passion to fight again. You know what I'm saying? And take the game a bit more serious, and then see what happens when you come back. Let your wounds heal, let your bones heal, get your eye better. And once all of that kind of, goes the way it goes, then come on back to the fight game. That's what I would have suggested. So it's clearly that's what it seems like Errol Spence Jr. is kind of doing. You know what I mean? So my thing is this. When Errol does come back to the fight game, he does have a super fight right there waiting for him. And if I suggested he should take a soft touch, I mean, the Sebastian Fundora fight didn't make any sense from the jump other than a money grab. But I honestly think he should take a soft touch to get the ring rust off, to show the public that he's serious about the fight game and not just jumping and looking for bags. You know what I'm saying? So I think he should get a soft touch. But however, once he kind of gets, get that touch out the way, and if everything goes well, the man literally has a super fight waiting for him. And that super fight fans, no, it's not Terence Crawford. No, it's not Sebastian Fundora. No, it's not Tim Tszyu. I believe that Errol Spence Jr.'s super fight that would get a lot of traction, fight fans, if he goes off to fight Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is another inactive fighter, but however, these two have a rivalry that goes back for years. Errol wanted to get the fight from Thurman. Thurman never wanted to give it to him. And then when Errol became the guy, Thurman tried to get the fight and Errol wouldn't give it to him. So now they both are in a position where they both lost perhaps their biggest fights of their career, with Keith Thurman losing to Manny Pacquiao And of course, you know, Errol Spence Jr. losing to Terence Crawford, though Keith Thurman got back in the win column with Barrios, but the Pacquiao fight still sits in a lot of people's minds. So I just think that both of these dudes are really at the same point in their career, truth be told. Think about it. They both were champions that had 3 belts. They both, you know, they both kind of was the guy at 47. And of course, into Terence Bud Crawford kind of got there. But, you know, it just, their careers are so parallel right now. And truth be told, I think there's still a rivalry there. I mean, Keith Thurman was talking major smack right before the, right after the Bud Crawford? Oh, right before the Bud Crawford fight, when he thought that he was going to face Errol. I mean, he was talking a lot of smack, you know what I'm saying? And I honestly think that Keith will come right back to that same rare form, and he takes that fight. I don't think that Errol Spence is as threatening to Keith as he once was, and Keith may look at that and say, you know what? Errol may just be the name that can get me back into the mainstream, you know what I'm saying? And this is a perfect time to maybe get in there and get a fight with him, because truth be told, he may not be the same no more, or he may not be the fighter that he once was. He may still be a decent fighter, but just may not even be the fighter that he once was. So I think this is all good news for Keith Thurman. He should really consider this. PBC should consider this. This is a good fight. This still is a good scrap right here, man. And this is the fight that Al Heyman has been wanting for quite some time. We've seen him pull Errol Spence Jr. away from negotiations with Terence Crawford, only to put him right there in front of Keith Thurman, a fight that Errol clearly did not embrace. But I don't see any reason why Errol wouldn't embrace that fight right now. I mean, if he want to take some frustration out on somebody, given that he's been out of the ring coming off the loss to Terence Crawford, if you want to take your frustration out on somebody, homie, how about you take it off on Keith Thurman? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that should make you feel a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? If you beat Keith, stop Keith, the fighter that's got away from you for years, this ain't even got to involve a belt. This is a rivalry. And when you got rivalries like that, belts are not needed. You know what I'm saying, fight fans? 2 very recognizable names under the same umbrella politically. And it's a rivalry that goes back for a long time. I would support that fight hands down, fight fans. So I don't know. I mean, my thing is the sky is clear, PBC. Yeah, I wanted to move towards that fight when Crawford was in the conversation. Now Crawford's not in the conversation. I mean, how about going into this fight? And maybe the winner of that fight squares off against Virgil Ortiz, or maybe squares off against the Fundora and Crawford winner. I don't know how it can go, but it just leads one of those fighters back into the conversation, fight fans. And I think that's nothing short of a good thing for boxing fans, for the sport of boxing, and PBC should be smiling from ear to ear to make that fight. Amazon Prime would welcome that fight with open arms. It's damn near, it's a super fight because of the name recognition. It's a super fight. Now you may say, well, man, I think that Keith may have to get a victory to get the fans riled back up again, and Errol has to get a victory to rile the fans back up again, and then maybe it can be ratcheted back up to super fight levels. But right now, given that both men have been inactive, given that both men haven't done anything in the fight game to make the fans kind of wake up back to them, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just think that this is the perfect answer. The winner of said bout back into the conversation, back into the mix. It's a really good fight. It makes all the sense in the world. It checks every single box. They should do this, man. They really, really should do this. And I will be very intrigued. I think that the boxing world will be very intrigued with a fight between Keith Thurman and Errol Spence, given their current situations. What say y'all, fight fans? Thumbs up on the way out. If you didn't hit it on the way in, share. Rock the bells. We get up real soon in the next live stream, fam. All day. To the next video, man. Peace out.